Tape don't lie here. Michael Felder. We've got Chris Martin. C-Mart, how you doing?
I'm good, man. Just ready to jump into this tape.
Yeah, I'm excited to talk some Baylor. So, listen, they are a defense-forward team, obviously led by Dave Aranda, but I think that defensive mentality comes through on the offense, too, because they're aggressive, they are physical, and it starts up front. So let's highlight that offensive line first and foremost before we get to Gary Bohannon and some of those pieces.
Well, they're very strong at the point of attack. You can see it here. They build a fortress around Bohannon, which allows him to stand tall in the pocket. The other thing it does is it allows the wide receivers to get down the field. This is an offensive team that wants to attack you vertically and horizontally to make you defend the grass. The other thing that I like, apart from the physicality up front, is watch how this receiver finishes this catch. He's going to catch the ball, what we call outside of his frame. And so that protects him from the defensive back playing through his hands and raking the ball out. This is an exceptional catch, Felder. Well coached.
Yeah, they're well coached, and I'm glad that you brought that up because I think the big key here, and I don't think enough folks think about this when they think about football. They just go, why aren't we stretching the field vertically? Why don't we throw any deep balls? But the reality is you need these 5 guys, maybe 5+1 if you're going to keep it in from a mass protect with a running back or a tight end. But you need those guys to give your wide receivers a chance to get down the field. It takes time, and I think the biggest key here is if you don't have a good offensive line, you're only going to be throwing the ball right here, and it's a lot easier to sit sticks. But if you've got a good offensive line, an offensive line that can protect you, an offensive line that can allow you to sit in the pocket, as we're about to see Gary Bohannon do, to see your tight end get loose down the field, if you've got an offensive line that can do that, now you can be dangerous and you can create bigger spaces.
But you also impose your will. Because when you can give them this much time and play with this type of physicality, all of a sudden someone's going to come open. The other thing is they give you the window dressing to go along with that. That's how you allow a tight end to get behind the coverage and he's wide open. And so because they give you so many different looks and formations, it's a lot for you to think about. All of a sudden we got guys, again, you got to defend the grass. Here comes the crossers, but we also can go vertical and make you try to get behind the coverage. Here's an excellent job of Sims getting this ball in the end zone.
Yeah, and I also love this, that quick punch, right? So we're going to run back through it because it was so quick. Happens really quickly, but what I love about this, you mentioned the eye candy. This is where I was going to talk about some of that eye candy because you see that play action. That play action is going to stop this guy from getting out here. It's going to stop these guys from coming out because you've got to stay disciplined. You've got to respect that element of this football team. And then I love the way that he's quick enough to kind of punch that thing in.
Well, we call it sort of hot potato. So when he fakes the dive, as you indicated, Felder, it's going to make that defense pinch inside for a split second. Now, all of a sudden, it's get the ball out of your hand as fast as you can. Bohannon understands that, and he knows that he's got to deliver a strike on the stick route outside. All of a sudden, you're moving the chains. That's what I mean about making you defend the grass. All of a sudden, you go from a vertical play to a horizontal shot, and now the defense is put in conflict. And they have a lot of stress.
Yeah, a lot of field. And I will say this, also credit to Gary Bohannon, getting that ball down low. Getting that ball, he didn't throw a hospital ball, right? He got him down low and let him protect himself. I think that's something we don't talk enough about with respect to quarterbacks. And then we get Bohannon on the hop, where you get guys out in front. And you mentioned that physical mentality. Walk us through this one right here.
Well, the big boys up front, we talked about road graders, maulers. Watch your left tackle and left guard. They're going to pull and get out on the perimeter, which shows their athleticism. And then they're looking to just straight up bury people. I mean, they're dialing it up. You're getting a hat on a hat, right? So you got 3 blockers that are coming. You got 3 defenders, but then you're going to leave the quarterback unaccounted for. And this is exactly what happens. This is blocked up well. 1, 2, 3. There you go. No one to account for that quarterback. Bohannon knows that. Felder, you're a North Carolina guy. That's a side over grits with these pancakes. Look at them. There they are right there. And then this ball gets in the end zone. Again, physicality, being able to get out on the perimeter, and athleticism.
Yeah, I love the way that he's able to finish off that run with a touchdown. Love the way they finished off those blocks, too. And you're right, man. I might have to have some grits here soon, man. I get them shipped in from North Carolina these days because I can't find them in Chicago. This is another one that I love. This is Ahmad Smith, right? So they've got Smith, they've got Tristan Ebner, 2 guys that run. But look at the way, and again, look at this offensive line. Look at the offensive line. With the exception of what? This guy right here, the entire offensive line is scoring this touchdown as they finish off the run.
Well, and we have to stop with sort of how we started. This is a power spread team that wants to spread you out, but make no mistake about it, they want to be physical. And plays like this, linemen get excited about. They know they can get downhill. Now you got a back in Smith who's 220, 225 pounds, strong lower unit runner. He's not even touched until he gets to the safety, so he has a full head of steam. You're never going to win this matchup. This guy gets to the second level. He's going to push him right back in the end zone, and this is curtains. This is exactly how this team wins. They win up front with a dominant force and offensive line, and once again, they impose their will on the defense.
And I love this part of it because here's the thing. As a safety, this is not what you want. You do not want someone to run 8 yards. You don't want someone to run 8 yards and then get a chance to hit you as you're trying to come downhill. And the collision is violent. The collision is there, and his ability to run through that collision really does speak to the physicality, the attitude, the immersive experience that is playing Baylor football, or what Dave Aranda has turned Baylor football into. And then I wanted to put this one on. We don't talk enough special teams, and I'm going to try to be better about that. That's on me. But the big thing that I see here, we mentioned attitude, we mentioned aggression, we mentioned mentality. This right here speaks to that aggressive mentality. This right here also speaks to doing your work, whether it's an analyst or it's a coordinator or it's a position coach or it's a player. Somebody pointed out that these two guys do not pay attention on kickoff. They immediately bail. And so, coach, hey, Coach, I think we got a shot. I think we got a shot at an onside kick. And I think, again, that speaks to not just being aggressive, not just having the mentality, but also I think it speaks to doing the work in the film room, too, because you see it here. Watch the way they bail, and they're able to pick up this onside kick.
Absolutely. Schemed up during the week. Yep. Perfect design. Schemed up during the week. But the bigger takeaway point here, Felder, is a lot of coaches will work on this during the course of the week with no intentions of running this, regardless of the circumstances. The fact that Dave Aranda was willing to do that, his team feels that. They take on his personality. That's one of aggressiveness, and we're going to do whatever it takes to win. And that's why they've been so successful thus far.
Yeah, I've loved watching them play. I'm very excited to see if they can get to that Big 12 championship game. They got an opportunity, obviously, to take home the crown.